Never has someone from the quiet streets of Berkshire risen to such power and grace. Once a commoner, Kate Middleton now stands amongst the world's most powerful and admired women. However, behind the grace that accompanies being a loved royal is a personal life most don't know about. How did a once common girl become one of the most powerful women in Britain? And what truly defines her billion-pound life as the Princess of Wales? Join us as we unravel Kate's origins, her royal life, influence, public role, and how she shapes her legacy. Life before royalty. Kate Middleton may have been a commoner, but her life was far from ordinary before she became royalty. Prior to meeting the Prince of Wales, getting married, and living a wealthy life, Kate had led a very private life. Catherine Middleton, also known as Kate, was born in Reading, Berkshire in 1982 into an upper-middle-class family. She is the eldest child of her 3 siblings. Her parents, Michael and Carol Middleton, were self-made millionaires and the founders of Party Pieces, a mail-order party supply company worth approximately £30 million. Kate grew up in Bucklebury, and in September 1986, she was enrolled at St. Andrew's School.
These relationships that are founded in the earliest years of our lives.
A private school near Pangbourne in Berkshire. She was a boarder at Marlborough College, a co-educational boarding school in Wiltshire, where she showed talent in sports. But growing up wasn't always smooth sailing. As a teenager, Kate underwent an operation on the left side of her head to remove a lump, but that was not the only challenge she encountered. Growing up, she had little confidence and rarely spoke. However, as time passed, she grew more comfortable around everyone. She was also awarded a Gold Duke of Edinburgh Award for the skills and confidence she had built. Kate earned a degree in art history at the University of St. Andrews in Scotland. After graduating in 2005, she was briefly employed as an accessories buyer for a clothing retailer. She later assumed various roles at her parents' company while also engaging in a range of charity work.
Talk about their mental health, but actually understand ways in which we can also look after it.
In 2001, while at school, she met Prince William, then the Duke of Cambridge, and it was reported that Kate and Prince William began dating in 2003. During their second year, she shared a flat with William and 2 other friends. They stayed at a cottage on the Balmoral estate known as Tamnagar, which was a gift from Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, to William shortly before her death. The couple had a brief breakup in 2007. They ended the relationship because they both needed to find their own way. In 2010, they reunited, and their engagement was announced in November. The couple married on the 29th of April 2011 at Westminster Abbey on the Feast of St. Catherine.
Her life since has been a demonstration of what it takes to be a royal.
The recorded estimates of the global audience for the wedding ranged from around 300 million to more, while 26 million watched the event live in Britain alone. After the wedding ceremony, Kate became the Duchess of Cambridge with her husband, William, as the Duke. This marriage notably launched her into public life. Despite her having been a private citizen all her life, she began to assume royal responsibilities and devoted her life to the institution. She held a life of royalty, princely wealth, and prestige. In 2018, it was reported that Kate's net worth was estimated to be £7.3 million. What do you think of Kate Middleton's life before becoming royal? What is it like for her to become the Duchess of Cambridge? Life behind the palace walls. Since the 17th century, Kate was the first commoner to marry into the royal family. Since her arrival, she has revitalized the British monarchy, whose members have in turn enjoyed a resurgence of popularity they feared might never occur following the death of Diana, Princess of Wales. However, life behind the palace gates was not always what it was imagined to be. Being a public figure, every expression, every appearance, and every word said became a headline. For someone who had to live her life as an ordinary citizen, transitioning to become a royal was a significant change. Initially, as the Duchess of Cambridge, the pressure to be perfect was overwhelming. She had to learn the rules and natural laws of the royal court, knowing how to balance motherhood with royal duties and supporting her husband, the Duke, while going about her own personal life. At Kensington Palace, She understood the balance between visibility
In reality, she was chastised by the media and stifled by the conservative royal family.
and invisibility, knowing when to speak without saying too much and adapting to the palace etiquette as the cameras watched. For Catherine, stepping into this world was more than a fairy tale. It was a call for duty and responsibility. The woman once known simply as Kate from Berkshire was now one of the most photographed women in the world. But behind those flashes lies a more disciplined reality, one defined by duty, protocol, and relentless schedules. Royal life is not merely about luxury. It's a job that demands devotion, restraint, and unshakable composure. From early morning briefings to charity visits, state dinners, and diplomatic tours, Kate's calendar quickly filled with responsibilities that went far beyond fashion or appearances. Yet within the grandeur, Kate has built her own rhythm. She has brought warmth and life into the monarchy.
Because we haven't yet met her yet, so hopefully that will be soon.
Kate has created a balance between formality and familiarity. Staff describe her as hands-on, attentive, and quietly determined. In meetings, she listens more than she speaks. In private, she works tirelessly on causes she believes in. Nevertheless, her foremost priority is her children's normality, her own well-being, and her husband's life. Still, life inside the palace walls is not without its challenges. There are strict boundaries between public life and private moments. Even family gatherings are shaped by tradition, with rank, order, and centuries-old etiquette defining where one sits, speaks, or stands, and much more.
The focus has shifted to the futures of monarchy, the United Kingdom, and the Commonwealth.
The world looks. For Kate, adapting to this structure required grace and discipline, but she did so not by changing who she was. She only deepened what she represents. Together, William and Kate have worked to modernize royal life from within. They have opened the palace to new ideas, connecting with the public through digital outreach, and making the monarchy feel once again human. Behind the walls, Kate Middleton is more than a princess. She's a working woman, a mother, and a symbol of evolution, bridging the gap between the monarchy's gilded past and its living, breathing future. How was Catherine able to sustain being a mother, a wife, and a princess with her ongoing personal activities? Let's find out. The woman behind the crown. Beyond the crown's ceremonies and carefully composed photographs lies Kate Middleton. She was the mother, the wife, the woman whose joy exists not only in titles and activities, but also through the bond in her home. From the moment Prince George was born in July 2013, the world witnessed a new side of the Duchess of Cambridge. The confident Duchess transformed into a nurturing mother. She was fiercely protecting her own, yet actively running, a royal life. Then came Princess Charlotte in 2015 and Prince Louis in 2018, completing what many call the most adored family in the modern royal era. However, motherhood for a royal is not like any other, especially for someone like Kate. Every milestone, every expression becomes a headline. And yet, by every possible means, Kate has mastered the art of balance. She gave her children the privacy they deserved while sharing just enough to let the world see the quiet power of love. At home, she's not Your Royal Highness. She's simply a mother.
The Princess of Wales has been a steadfast support for King Charles III throughout his reign so far.
The one reading bedtime stories, guiding school projects, teaching them the values she learned from her own family, and most importantly, putting them through all it takes to be a royal. She also spares no expense when it comes to the education of their 3 children, George, Charlotte, and Louis. The youngsters are enrolled in the prestigious Lambrook School, situated in the Berkshire countryside. William and Kate pay out over $65,000 annually to ensure their children receive a top-notch education. This is one of the best things a parent can do for their children. As a wife, her role has been just as defining. Through the years, Kate has stood as the Prince of Wales, William's source of strength and calm amid the chaos of public life and the royal world. Their love story, which began quietly in the halls of St. Andrews University, has matured into a partnership grounded in trust and shared purpose. behind closed doors,
Maybe the competitive side in both of us, like we have to take part in this.
she is said to be William's confidant and his anchor. Together, they've navigated the challenges of royal duty and the expectations of a modern monarchy. Kate is known to do school runs herself whenever she can. Her role as mother and wife doesn't compete with her royal identity, it completes it. Following her marriage, Catherine assumed royal duties and commitments in support of the British monarch. She has been involved with charity work both before and after her marriage. It reminds the world that even within royal walls, the essence of life remains the same: family, love, and faith. In balancing motherhood with monarchy, Kate has redefined what it means to be royal in the 21st century. She has shown that grace is not about perfection, it's about presence and trust in the process. Catherine, Princess of Wales, is not just a symbol of the crown, she is its heartbeat and its strength. Despite Princess Catherine's representation within the palace, she has maintained a strong public image and influence. How did that work out? Kate's public lifestyle and influence. Catherine's relationship with the media has been closely scrutinized, particularly regarding her efforts to maintain privacy amid significant media attention and public interest. The press has referred to her impact on British and American fashion as the Kate Middleton effect. Kate was listed on Time as one of the most influential people in the world in 2011, 2012, and 2013. On the 9th of September 2022, she became Princess of Wales when William was created Prince of Wales by his father, King Charles III. In October 2015, Catherine attended her first state banquet at Buckingham Palace, which was hosted to welcome Chinese President Xi Jinping. In April 2016, she and William undertook a tour to India and Bhutan. During that period, Catherine made her first solo overseas trip to the Netherlands. Catherine is a patron of multiple charitable and military organizations, including the Anna Freud Center, Action for Children, Sports Aid, and the National Portrait Gallery. To encourage people to discuss their mental health problems, she envisioned the mental health awareness campaign Heads Together, which she launched with William and her brother-in-law Harry in April 2016. The couple also toured Germany and Poland, with the author Katie Nicholl referring to it as
from blue-blooded aristocracy and a background perhaps that people cannot relate to. She comes from
a PR victory for Britain. In February 2019, they carried out a 2-day visit to Northern Ireland, visiting Belfast, Fermanagh, and Ballymena. The purpose of the visit was to celebrate the country's youth and acknowledge the progress made in overcoming the region's divisions over the past 20 years. The couple visited Pakistan in October 2019, marking the royal family's first visit to the country in 13 years. The tour was a success, helping promote diplomatic relations with Pakistan while also reflecting the couple's personal interests in climate change and the significance of quality education. In February 2022, Catherine visited Denmark to learn about the country's plans for the social and emotional development of young people, and also to celebrate milestones of both countries' monarchs. This public influence and lifestyle not only helped the royal family but also generally shaped the nation and strengthened the country's bonds with one another. Prominent for her fashion style, she has been placed on numerous best-dressed lists. She also topped Tatler's best-dressed list in 2022.
I have learned that delivering the best possible palliative care to children is vital.
And was ranked first by the magazine on its list of the most glamorous European royals in 2024. Her style has evolved from more conservative choices in the early years of her public life to a sophisticated and elegant wardrobe. She often featured designs by Alexander McQueen, Jenny Packham, Catherine Walker, and international designers such as Dolce & Gabbana and Gucci. Her influence alone has made her a tremendous asset to the royal family's public image. In December 2022, she was found to be the second most liked member of the royal family. Kate was also the most searched person on Google in the United Kingdom in 2024, and the second most searched person globally. This well-built public persona and influence were not created overnight. It was constructed through Kate's relentless perseverance, royal elegance, and passion. Behind this public lifestyle and refined image were silent battles fought by Kate. What were they, and how did she navigate through it all? The silent battles. In 2024, the world was stunned by a quiet revelation. Catherine, the Princess of Wales, had been diagnosed with cancer. The woman who had become a symbol of composure was now facing her most personal battle. In January 2024, Kensington Palace announced that Catherine was undergoing planned abdominal surgery and would not return to official duties for some 2 months. In the ensuing weeks, her health became a source of intense speculation, especially on social media. It reached a crescendo in March after Catherine admitted to editing a Mother's Day photograph of her and her children. About 2 weeks later, she announced that she had been diagnosed with cancer and was undergoing chemotherapy. The type of cancer was not revealed. Kate Middleton's cancer diagnosis in the early part of 2024 was a shock to the world. But perhaps no one was more taken aback than Kate and her immediate family, including her husband, Prince William, and their 3 kids, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Catherine was rarely seen in the following months, though in June 2024 she appeared at the Trooping the Colour ceremony. She postponed engagements through March, prompting public speculation and conspiracy theories. In September, she released a video in which she stated that she had completed chemotherapy treatment and would be slowly returning to public life. In January 2025, she revealed that her cancer was in remission. Later in the year, she appeared at several notable events, including the Trooping the Colour ceremony. However, she abruptly cancelled plans to attend Royal Ascot just days later. True to her nature, she faced it privately, surrounded by the love of her family. Her public announcement, filmed with honesty and grace, moved millions.
Through this patronage, I have learned that delivering the best possible palliative care to children.
She did not ask for pity. She offered courage. She addressed the issue in a pre-recorded video while she was away. Her words were emotional, serving as a poignant reminder that beyond the crowns and titles held in the royal world, life's fragility is a universal truth. Through her recovery journey, she showed that strength is not the absence of fear. It is the choice to rise despite it. Catherine has always put an enormous amount of pressure on herself, but she is now more forgiving, not forcing herself to be the best all the time. It was said that during the time she was diagnosed, to be put on her schedule, a public engagement, a tour, or a project had to be something she was comfortable with, rather than having to do something for appearance's sake or just because she is royal. It was more critical for her to prioritize herself. The reason for this shift is partly the cancer, and partly because she is more comfortable in what works for her. In the silence of that struggle, Catherine became something even greater, a symbol of resilience. These challenges did not stop all that Catherine stands to be: a mother, a wife, and a princess. Let's look into her path to becoming the future queen. Becoming the queen. Oftentimes, when women would marry into the royal family, their in-laws would sort of be ignored or shoved away. In Catherine's matter, that was not the case. The Queen has actively embraced the Middletons, inviting them to things like Royal Ascot. This is equally understandable because the Middletons are hugely enjoyable because they've been more instrumental and influential than any other family that's married into the House of Windsor. Kate Middleton's unshakable resilience and ruthless discipline are forging her path to become a future queen, a royal expert has said. The Princess of Wales, 43 years old, is said to hold significant influence over the House of Windsor and is already gearing up for her husband, Prince William's ascension to the throne. According to a royal commentator, the beloved royal's no-nonsense approach to decision-making within the firm has prepared her for the future. Her emphasis on a ruthless discipline in her regimented daily routine and commitment to self-improvement has helped her. Hilary Fordwich told Fox News, she divides her time meticulously between parenting, supporting the heir to the throne, and her royal duties, and manages to fit in an intense workout regime.
And asking for help should not be seen as a sign of weakness.
Kate received considerable support from royal staff and the royal household as she transitioned into the roles of Duchess and Princess. They gave her the time, space, and resources to help and support her in that role. And it has done wonders. Queen Elizabeth is said to be very fond of Kate Middleton. She likes her British sensibility. She values her middle-class lifestyle and appreciates being close to her family. And Kate has never tried to garner extra attention for herself. There's nothing flashy or showy. Kate always toes the company line, and that's something that Queen Elizabeth very much wanted from Diana, which did not happen. She liked it from Sarah Ferguson, which did not occur, but has very much so happened with Kate Middleton. There are many people who believe Kate is a special favorite of the Queen because of the way she consistently supports the family, particularly William, and never seems to put a foot wrong. Once you married into the royal family, you became a Windsor, and that was that. Now that you know about the royal and the family life of Kate Middleton, let's find out about her billionaire lifestyle and how she came about it. Kate's billionaire life. Kate Middleton is a literal princess and future queen, so it's no surprise that her net worth is huge. But honestly, there are a lot of rules when it comes to the royal purse strings and precisely how much wealth Kate has access to, not to mention how much of what she owns is really hers versus belonging to the crown.
It's important to look after their well-being because those are the people that are raising children today.
Yeah, exactly right. And
putting aside the royal family's $28 billion for a moment, Kate comes from a family with considerable financial means. Her parents, Carol and Michael Middleton, are millionaires thanks to their company Party Pieces. On top of that, the couple currently resides in a Georgian manor house in Berkshire on an 18-acre estate worth a substantial amount. Back then, her parents also bought a flat in London, which has since been sold to Kate and her sister to live in after college. Meanwhile, Celebrity Net Worth reports that multiple generations of the Middleton family have all benefited from trust funds set up over a century ago. Her husband, William, has a multi-million-dollar trust fund inherited from his great-grandmother, the Queen Mother. He has $10 million after taxes from the Princess Diana split with Prince Harry. He has access to the Duchy of Cornwall, a portfolio of property and financial investments with assets totaling £1.2 billion. Williams gets the revenue, which is around £23 million per year. William's personal wealth and Kate's by marriage will only grow once he becomes king, a job that comes with $10 billion of real estate, the Royal Art Collection, an annual government stipend of $12.9 million, and at least part of the Queen's personal net worth of $500 million. Also, Kate gets paid for being a working royal. Kate is not doing all those royal engagements just for fun. She receives payment through the sovereign grant, a pool of taxpayer money that covers the official duties of working royals. Not only is Princess Catherine rich, but she is also wealthy enough and surrounded with wealth that is enough to last her a lifetime.
Amazingly close. Yeah. And yes, you know.
All their expenses also get covered by the Duchy of Cornwall. Under an agreement, they receive the grant in exchange for surrendering the profits from the Crown Estate to the UK government. The Crown Estate is a collection of lands and holdings owned by the family, worth around $17 billion, which in pounds is £14.1 billion, with the reigning monarch receiving 25% of the Crown Estate's profits each year. The money pays for the upkeep of royal properties, royal family travel expenses, and palace staff payrolls. It has also been reported that Kate was set to inherit jewels worth $110 million from Queen Elizabeth II after the monarch's death. This includes 300 personal pieces of jewelry that belonged solely to the Queen rather than the Crown. However, the royals' money is, and forever will be, the royals' money. And if Kate were to leave the royal family, she would not be entitled to half of William's assets. But Kate's billionaire story was not from nothing to something, as her personal net worth is $10 million per celebrity net worth. Of course, this does not necessarily include items such as property, art, and a substantial jewelry collection. Not to forget that Kate comes from a wealthy family. where she herself worked before marrying William.
For all the wonderful messages of support and for your understanding.
She also has a degree in art history and is an amateur photographer. With the accurate legacy that the Princess of Wales has laid down for the royal life, family, health, and wealth, what legacy lies ahead for her? The legacy ahead. After bravely battling cancer and announcing she's now in remission, Kate Middleton seems to be charging forward with new energy. But this is not just about fulfilling her royal duties. It's about shaping her image as today's people's princess. Kate Middleton's legacy might not be written in gold or jewels. It is written in quiet leadership and the strength she embodies. Her legacy also lives on through her projects on early childhood education and mental health. It is clear to the public that Princess Catherine is making a positive impact on people's lives. Her poise reminds a new generation that kindness still holds power. Her composure through crisis shows what grace under fire truly means. And her authenticity, the ability to be royal yet relatable, is her most extraordinary inheritance to the crown. Truly, she's the greatest asset to the monarchy. Kate is preparing not just for a title, but for a time when monarchy must mean more than ceremony, a time when everyone understands that rulership represents roles, responsibilities, and power.
Prison was the best thing that happened to me, was what one prison told me on a recent visit.
Kate is, therefore, in every sense, the people's modern queen. Her legacy will continue to live on, even after she is gone, with a focus on her dedication to early childhood development through initiatives like her Royal Foundation Center for Early Childhood, her work in promoting mental health awareness, her continuation of Princess Diana's philanthropic work, and her modernizing of the royal fashion and jewelry tradition. All these will precede Princess Catherine in the royal world. She is also building a legacy as a grounded and present parent, emphasizing service, kindness, and integrity for her children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, who are her priority right now. Yet, for Kate Middleton, the primary focus this year has been her battle with cancer, while Prince William has also reduced his public appearances to support his wife. What do you think about the general lifestyle of Princess Catherine? Will she be able to keep up with being a wife, a mother, and becoming a queen as time goes on? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.